Like downtown Julie Brown, we're about to get down with some funny stories from Ocean in this motherfucking house.
Yes.
Let's go.
Chrissy ain't the only one that can rap.
There you go.
I'm not good at it, as we just demonstrated.
Right. But you can do it.
I fucks
Well,
with it. I fucks with it, Tom.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, the funny stories with Ocean. Tom didn't even introduce it, but it's okay. He was on his thing today. How you doing, Tom? You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Chrissy Go Bang in the building. What's good?
up?
How are you, love?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, looking good. Your chest and shoulders is looking good. Everything is just.
You know what? Thank you so much. I'm glad that it looks good, but like deep down inside, like I'm struggling.
Are you?
Like, you know, when I be trying not to be a hoe, I be taking extra precautions. So I got like a thong on, and then this is a bodysuit, and then jeans. Like my coochie is suffocating right now. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
She's like, set me free, bitch.
She's like, set you
But
free.
I do feel like if a nigga makes it past all that, you know,
Yeah. What
shit was
does
meant to happen.
What does it take for him to get past all of that right now? Are you not feeling the hoish this week or any time? Like, what's
you
going
know,
on?
I feel like a Hennessy cranberry, and then I'd be like, fuck it, you need help? Let me help you take all this
Let
off.
me help you take off.
Right.
Women go through so much, though.
We
like
do.
you guys go through so much
We
of
go
like.
through a lot.
It's just a great thing. You have a great body, so you're able to
Thank
like
you.
put it all together. But
Right.
I've messed with some girls that have taken all the shit that you just said off, and it just
Falls
flatted out
apart.
like pancakes. And I was like, yeah,
Man.
I still fucked, but it was still like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right. I feel you. I mean, I feel like regardless of how many rolls you have, like by the time a nigga takes all this off, he gonna
He
hit.
gonna hit it.
He gonna hit.
So how's your week been? What's been going on?
Not much.
Not
You
much?
know, I did see this really funny meme, and it was like, niggas be excited, like when you buy them anything, like they must have been like fucking with bum bitches before. And I was like, I feel that. Like I get dudes like a Chipotle burrito, and they be acting like fucking I paid the bill or something like that.
Well,
Chill.
here's the thing. Let me tell you why. That doesn't matter to me because I date white girls, so white
I know.
girls buy shit
They cater to
off top, and they say off top, "Do you want to split on this date?" Immediately, I'll be
Wow.
trying to put the bill down. They be like, "You want to do half?" And I'm like, "Well, I thought you never asked."
Wow.
But I understand because I recently went out with a black girl and she offered as well. I swear to God,
he wasn't
man.
with no black girl.
I
He told
did. I
stories.
went out with a black girl. I told you guys it
You
was
did.
after one of the shows. Remember?
He told us one time before, but I will say, like, after a dude takes me on 3 or 4 dates, then I'm like, okay, he gonna get Popeyes and pussy this time, you know?
He told us he went out with a black girl.
I did.
We
There
didn't
was no
see her
witnesses.
video. I
No
didn't
witnesses.
FaceTime.
I
I
should have
heard her
FaceTime
voice.
you
And
guys.
time out, the picture that he showed me, I was like, she's black? like,
I looked at the picture. I was like, you took that out of a Cosmo magazine.
She was transparent a little bit, but she was still black.
Trash
she was
panda.
see-through.
Trash
She was
panda.
still black. That's
That's
all that
fucked up.
matters. All right, let's get to this entertainment section
into
with
it.
Chrissy Go Bang. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Let me pop open my Truly while we get these our things together. Truly is our sponsor, Lemonade.
That sponsors
Ready?
with the news. It's
Tom?
Chrissy.
Oh, it's yours? I couldn't even hear it.
That
Okay.
sponsors to whip that ass. It's Chrissy. It's Chrissy. News after.
All right, first question.
Let's
Chrissy.
get into it.
Let's get
Okay.
into it.
Video was released. It showed Quavo and Sweetie fighting in an elevator. The rumor is Sweetie was trying to take $50,000 from Quavo while she was leaving.
Right.
So my question is, if somebody's taking $50,000 from you, do they deserve to be pushed down, man or woman?
And stomped and kicked. I would drag the girl around the room just a little bit. I wouldn't kick her. You know what? That's hard, man. Somebody trying to take 50,000, you can blank out and not really. He did very well.
Have you seen Sweetie? 50,000 is the minimum if she let him hit. 50,000 is nothing to that nigga.
What
You better let me in.
Because he's not that attractive. Is that why?
Quavo is not attractive,
Okay.
and Sweetie is like fucking gorgeous. I mean, I would save up 50 G's if she.
I just want to know, why were they in the elevator? If he has $50,000, were they at a condo? Were they at a house? Where were they at in the elevator? Why would they be in an elevator.
There's elevators everywhere. Some of these people got elevators in their house, Ocean.
Yeah, but that wasn't an elevator house. I've been in people with elevator houses.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out, is it a condo that they were in or
Hotel room, anything.
Maybe been a hotel room. But no, I don't think that you should be taking people money. But it was afterwards. Then this guy did a podcast, talked about Sweetie, and they jumped him. Did you hear about this?
No.
They jumped this dude that talked about all the Quavos. They're like 150 pounds. Can they really fight that good?
Fuck. The Migos?
They was going to fight Joe Budden. They just ready. They just like little critters just jumping on people.
Man, I can't imagine.
Stop talking about it.
Yeah, they might jump your ass. I'm gonna sit here and be quiet.
Yeah, this episode is going to get seen a lot, so I don't want to talk too much.
Right, but
we love you, Quavo.
But let me tell you how I know I'm toxic. Okay. It's because when I was watching them fight on the elevator, I was like, ooh, that makeup sex is about to be fire. Swing me around, daddy shit. Drag my ass. That's how you know my ass is toxic. So I was like, ooh, I know the sex was fire after that.
I just spelled Quavo in Google like the tequila. I was like, why is it not coming up?
Well, you know that that video was they got back together.
Right, because the makeup sex was bomb.
Yeah, the makeup sex was bomb. And then now they're broken up again, but I think they're getting back together again. I think it just goes. I read this one girl sent me this thing, and she said, what you should do is never go to sleep mad, right? And work it out until you work it out. And then in a couple of weeks, if you still want to break up, then break up. That way, if you guys work it out, you guys are still cool. Even if you break up, you can end up cool. I'm gonna ask my guest because he's been married for a while, so he should know how that.
And I try things like that, but like a nigga looks at me like crazy, and I just be like, "Fuck you, it's over." Like I don't got patience to like let it marinate like that.
All right, next question.
I'll be ready to break up.
All right, next
Nike
question.
is suing the company that partnered with Lil Nas X. Did you hear about that?
I did.
They made the Satan shoes.
Okay.
Nike said that they did not approve of the shoe being made. My question is Nike telling the truth?
Absolutely not. They knew exactly what was going on, and they didn't think it was going to get that much backlash. And then as soon as they did, they was like, we don't have no clue who did that. Why are they not suing Lil X? Why are they just suing the company?
I think Nike had no parts, because if you're going as far as to sue somebody, if you had knowledge of it prior, that's all going to come out in the lawsuit.
All they're going to do is say the department that agrees to that, the head people didn't know. Remember, Nike is a $1 billion company. They got for all of that. Even if they stop suing this company, they just want this to blow over a little bit because this video. Have you seen the video?
I saw the video.
What did you think?
I was like, he is canceled. I'm never going down that Old Town Road. I ain't listening to none of his. I was like, ooh. I felt like I was going to hell just seeing a clip.
Why do you think he made a video like that?
He came out and said that he made the video because when he was younger and told people that he was gay, they would tell him that he's going to hell. But
it was just a little bit too much. It was a little much. All right, next question.
All right. Fans are dragging Derek Jack's wife for coming on Instagram live, what seemed to be a shower cap on her head, looking busted.
Right.
My question is, in light of Derek Jackson's cheating, should his wife have come on Instagram looking like, made up, like she was ready to go, or like she was about to get in the shower?
She should have came looking amazing. I mean, if he's out, did you see the girls he was cheating with? I know bomb. So I know she asked him in the pictures, like asked him in the argument, let me see these bitches you've been fucking, and you decide to come on camera looking like that?
I think Derek Jackson is a narcissist, and he probably insisted that she come on there looking busted. Because
but why would he want people to see his wife looking like that?
Because he wouldn't want the niggas that would treat her better to see her all made up and slide in her DMs like, hey, you don't need to be dealing with this clown ass nigga.
Right.
Because that's what happens.
You've dealt with some clowns like that before then, because you got it all. I don't even think like that. I would want my girl to look like you and be like, babe, come out and slang on them.
You know what? Guys do at first. But then after they start caring about you and loving you, they be like, why are you on Ocean's podcast saying that shit? Put your titties away. And I'm like, man, I met you and I breastfed your ass and your homie. And all of a sudden I need to cover up.
That's right.
Killing to me.
That sounds like real truth. That sounds like for real
that is not
truth.
true, you guys. I don't hoe no more.
Okay.
I've been saved.
Next question.
All right,
Is
Notorious.
this the final question? Yeah, final question.
It's the final question.
Final question.
Notorious B.I.G. hubcap from the car he was shot in sold for $150,000. The car that he was shot in sold for $150,000?
No, the hubcap.
The hubcap from the car
Yeah.
sold for $150,000?
Yeah.
My question is, do you think anyone should buy this hubcap? And if they, what are they going to do with it?
If it's sold for $150,000, more power to you. I just don't understand why you would want that, what you would do with it, what would be the reason.
For $150,000.
How do you know that it's the real hubcap? There's so many questions I have.
For $150,000, I don't want a hubcap from a car somebody was shot in. For $150,000, I want to shoot a nigga and not go to jail. All right, that's a lot of money.
Do they hang it up and they walk it on their thing and go, "This was the hubcap that was
Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, like, and do people go, "Oh,
Oh my
wow.
gosh, wow.
Like, that's the
How
only thing
historic.
that I could think that you would get it for, right? There
Right.
would be no other reason.
No other reason.
Damn, people are crazy. I need to. Tom is over there growing up. Damn, this went by fast today. Our entertainment section went by so quick. Chrissy Go Bang, you need more camera time because you're just so looking.
Ocean's only saying that because my titties are out.
Just only just because your titties are out.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that is the end of entertainment news with Chrissy Go Bang. Everybody, clap it up for Chrissy at Entertainment News. Show everybody your outfit and what you're working with. Goddamn, always looking good. Hey, dude, stop hating. The world needs to see this. All right. Coming up to the seat, man. I'm super, super excited about this guest. You guys all know him. You guys, when they talk about the best dads on TV ever, he is in this conversation. He's also a very, very talented comedian, dancer, DJ on Instagram. One of the best to do it. Put your hands together, everybody, for Flex Alexander. Y'all make some noise. Yeah. What's good, man?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't want Chrissy to get mad at me. But Ocean, no, I ain't fucking around.
No, you was supposed to be here a long time ago, and you was like, okay, this the thing. I'm gonna ask Flex, like, okay, I'll do it, but who's gonna be in there? Who's all in the studio?
Because I had my mom with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just couldn't take no chance.
You
man.
couldn't take
And
no
you know what,
chance.
Flex,
Yeah.
I don't take it personally. My mouth has been in some questionable places. Questionable places.
Why is it that I believe you? I don't know why I believe you.
For instance, she was just at the KFC down the street. On Victory. That's about as questionable as it comes.
Oh my God, man! Thank you for doing it.
Yeah, man,
Thank you
I'm
for
glad.
being
I'm
here.
glad we can finally do it,
Have-
man.
Listen, you have been one of my good friends in
Yes,
this
sir.
game. We met on the set of your reality show. What was the name of Flex and
Flex and Shanice.
Flex and Shanice.
No, we met before that.
We met before that.
We met before that.
And then, yeah.
We just doing stand up. We met. I forget what club it was. I don't know if it was Ontario Improv.
I think it was Ontario Improv.
And then we just, clicked, and I was like, yo, I got some shows, let's get out. And then when we got the show, I was like, yo, come on and, get some airtime.
Yeah, get some airtime. You
You know
put
what
me
I
in
mean?
like 5-6 episodes.
Yeah, with
man.
that tight
It was
shirt.
Great. With the tight. With the tight. I got to meet your wife, your
Yeah.
lovely wife, and kids and family,
Yeah.
and everything, man. And you've just been super cool with me ever since, and I really
No doubt,
appreciate
man.
it.
No doubt.
So, how does it feel to have like one of the most iconic shows on TV? How do you feel about that?
I don't think it's. I think it's just hitting me.
Yeah.
When we did the show, I knew it was special, but I think it's just hitting me now because of this resurgence with Netflix, and now on TV One they're showing it too, and I'm getting this whole new audience, like
Right.
a whole new younger generation, and I'm just like, wow, man! It's this young cat, this rapper named Moray. He's pretty hot. He got the song called Quicksand. He's dope. It put me in the hook of one of his songs called Kingdom. He said, I just want a kingdom for my queen. He says, flat at flexing on him one-on-one. I was like, oh! I ain't had a shout out since Phife, God rest his soul, Hot Sex on the Platter. But he was like, you full of jokes, but your name ain't Flex. So I was excited.
He was excited.
Yeah. So it's exciting, man. This new resurgence.
The one thing that I liked about you as a dad that I think that I could relate to, right, is that you were a young dad, right? It wasn't like, Bill Cosby was great and, Damon was great and stuff like that. But you were like a young dad. Your daughter was, you guys felt like you guys grew up together. Was that something that you guys thought about and planned out when you guys were doing the show?
Well, I created the show. A lot of people don't know. And the show, the idea came from one of my boys in Harlem who's a single dad. And we used to make fun of him because, he couldn't go out. I just, man, how you going to balance that, man? We're trying to get out. And then I saw this commercial, a Coca-Cola commercial with LL Cool J doing his daughter's ponytails, and they were all crooked. I was like, yo, that's a show. And that's kind of where it birthed. But my intention was to always show a single black father handling his business, because we got the knock of being, deadbeat dads. And I said, I want to change that narrative. Now, what we did wasn't original because it's a piece of Cosby. It's a piece of My Two Sons. My Two Dads. It's a piece of all that.
Really?
But I just want to, in essence, when you look at just a father, being present, it's just a piece of all of those. I don't think there's any original ideas out there. They're all a piece of another idea.
Piece of another.
But for me, I just wanted to be a young, current, father where he's not too far off in age from his daughter, and it worked, man. It worked. We had and Kyla, I saw her on a Nike commercial. They were playing the Little Rascals music, and she would go up to Lisa Leslie. She said, "Oh, you're Lisa Leslie. Oh, I'm such a fan. Oh, can I have your autograph?" She goes, "Sure." And then like this dark music come on. She said, "Yeah, but you better start playing more defense." And I was like, "Yo, who is this kid?" I was like, she was so sharp. And then obviously I started seeing her in Dr. Dolittle and all this stuff. And there was no one in the audition. We met with her and was like, boom.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, that's it.
Did you ever see her in Love and Basketball before you?
Yeah, I saw her in that, but I don't think I really paid attention until later. You know
until
what I'm
later.
Yeah.
And she looks exactly the same.
The same, man.
You too.
Oh man.
It's got
a little more grays,
that's all
right. I'm not doing the Beijing face.
You're not doing the Beijing?
I'm not the Beijing face.
Why?
Cats' beards be up here. Like I'm
like Steve Harvey.
I'm like
Steve Harvey has I mean, it does look good.
Listen,
Steve Harvey look good.
Listen, I might throw some little powder in there just to, hide my grays.
right.
But the Beijing, it goes straight to your skull. Like that joint, that shit is not healthy. Yeah, this shit is not healthy. But on the face though, the Beijing on the face, it's killing me, man. These cats with these beards.
No. So I recently shot Celebrity Family Feud.
Oh, dope.
And Steve Harvey mustache looks amazing.
Oh, it's perfect.
I don't know if he's getting that cut every day. Remember he used to say he used to get his hair cut every day?
Yeah.
He's getting that joint in.
Oh,
He
Steve
probably has a PhD and eats pussy.
It does. It's nice and full.
He keep his joint right.
He keep his joint right.
Yeah. That's my man.
Okay, so this is another question I got to ask you.
Ask whatever. We here. It took long enough.
We long enough to get
We'll be rushing my ass out in 5 minutes.
Listen, no. I want to have you as long as you want to be here. So you did the Michael Jackson.
Yes.
How did you feel about that?
Then fine. Now since social media, I'm like, what was I thinking?
What was you thinking?
But no, what happened was the crazy thing. I got a call to my agent said, "Yo, the people want to meet with you. They're doing a Michael Jackson movie." I'm like, "You sure they got the right dude?" It's like, I'm 6'4", right?
Right.
So
how tall is Mike?
Mike was like 5'9", 5'10", somewhere around there. So I think it was like 5'9". So I'm like, all right, I go to the MTV offices out in Santa Monica. I sit down with the dude and the director. He's very like earthy. He's like, we want to channel Michael. We want to, this is a love fest. And, Michael was alive at the time, so he was dealing with the trial stuff. So he was pro Michael. He didn't want to do nothing to tarnish him. So what they did was even because it was unauthorized, they just took actual transcripts from trial stuff and just kind of put it together in stories that we already knew. So it wasn't like they were trying to uncover something that, that was dirty. So I meet with them. I leave. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing this. There's no way this is happening. Right. So I leave. And like 2 days later, I get a call. It's like, yeah, they want to offer you the movie. I'm like, what movie? It's like the Michael Jackson. I was like, are you serious? I didn't audition. I didn't read. nothing. But they paid me hella good. So I was like this. On the street or Michael Jackson? On the street. I'm going to go and take this Michael Jackson money, you know?
Wait a minute. MTV paid you good money?
VH1, yes.
Oh, all right. I was about to say MTV.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Listen, I've got no qualms with them. I've always been paid well from them.
There you
Always.
go.
Anytime I did anything, even when I was a dancer for Salt and Pepper, and they would pay the background dancers, most of the time you wouldn't get paid. So, but I was in a different era. You know, it's a new era. Yeah. Yeah, they would pay.
Is that how you started off?
I started as a hip hop dancer. I started as a street break dancer and hitting the clubs, and then I worked with Salt and Pepper. I was one of the main choreographers and dancers, along with my boy Omar and Keith, rest his soul. And I worked with everybody. I mean, I worked with Latifah. Gosh, so many people, man.
So did you watch the Salt and Pepper story on?
Yeah.
Was it true to what it was?
Yeah, a lot. No, that it was some spot on stuff. That should have been like a 3-part joint.
Like the New Edition
Yeah,
story?
it's not enough. Yeah, it wasn't enough to
Right.
get their story in there. And obviously I'm disappointed. I just hope that them and Spin, mend whatever they're dealing with, because she was an intricate part of that group.
Because you don't see them without her.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
her without them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
That's not something you see.
Right.
No matter how it came about,
No
there
matter how.
is.
You
no
think Salt, Pepper,
Spinderella, and that's how it should be, correct?
Yeah. But I love them all. She's the one who called me. Like, that's how I started dancing with them. Spin called me. I was at my grandmother's house with the red rotary phone. She called and was like, "Hey, we're gonna do these gigs. Boom, boom, boom. Can you go? Check your schedule." I was like, "Yeah, let me check my schedule." Like, I'm free.
I'm free.
So,
Now,
and that started it.
here's a role that you probably not know that I love the most that you're in is Juice. When you were,
Oh man,
do you remember that when you were at the joint?
Yeah, the DJ audition.
You was getting the audition,
Yeah.
and they said your scratcher was whack,
Yes.
and you went off on Queen Latifah.
Yes.
How many times did that take you to do that? Are you channeling your anger with any girl that you ever dealt with?
No, that was easy. Well, the story to that was I was up for the role of Q. It was between me and Omar Epps.
Wow.
We auditioned. It was myself, Omar, Pac, Khalil Kane, my boy Corwin, from Lean On Me. He was there. There was a bunch of us that got down to the finals, and they just kept for 2 3 days kept mixing and matching to see who's just energy worked good together. And I remember I was like, when I realized Pac was really on his shit, because we were doing a scene and he comes up. The scene when he's at the locker and he's cleaning his books off and
Right.
his clothes, and he's like, "What's up?" He rolled up on me. He smacked me in the ass. He's like, "What's up, partner?" And I looked at him and broke scene. I'm laughing. He was so in it.
He
And
never laughed.
He never laughed. He was just in that joint. And then right there, I was like, I ain't getting this role. I can't even focus.
You can't even.
Because, in between the days we were working, we spending time laughing,
having a good
smoking
time.
weed
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
that. So anyway, I don't get the role, but they call and they say, "Listen, we love Flex, man, so much. We want to just find something for him." So they literally just created that role for me. And then before I did it, I knew Latifah obviously from Jersey and being out there, and she was like, "Hey, look, don't be trying to make me look stupid out here. Don't, because she knew." So I told her, I was like, "All right, you say this, I'm gonna say," so she could, come out on top, basically. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's what happened.
Was Pac a good, like, what did you, I know you met him, so how was he? Like,
Great
as
dude. I knew Pac for
great.
years after that.
Years?
Even during the East Coast West Coast thing, I remember I was backstage Soul Train one year, and it was the year that they had the big incident backstage. And I'm standing there, me and my cousin standing there, and I look back and I see Suge standing against the wall. He got a cigar, and Pac got on fatigues, cutoffs, and I look, I go, "Oh shit." And he looked at me. He was like, "Nigga, you ain't gonna say what's up?" I was like, "Hey, man, I didn't know if you was putting me into the East Coast thing." He's like, "Nigga, you ain't got nothing to do with that." I went over, said, "What's up?" Boom, boom, boom. We talked for a minute, and he looked. And when Big and them came off the stage, they just beeline and went over there, and it was a big commotion. And we went the other way. And but I would see him. I saw him not too long before he went to Vegas. I would see him a lot, man. It's just he was a cool dude, man. He was a true Gemini. He just had those there's that dichotomy, man. You would see him, he'd be reading newspaper, chilling, and the next minute he's like, well, but he was a good dude, man. He was a good dude.
I was there for the Vibe Award one when Dre got jumped, or they jumped on Dre at the Vibe Awards. Yeah, I was there in the back, and I just remember just watch because they shot it. They did it here in Santa Monica at the airplane.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've been to that.
Yeah. So that was I remember that, and I remember seeing how Game walked through. Game was like starting to get really large.
Right.
And he had his own. I knew him and 50 wasn't going to be able to, because they two egos and two whatever. But I just remember that. I remember the whole thing, the stabbing. I remember Snoop just standing on stage.
Wow.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
That's deep. Crazy. That's the same thing. That's how it was for Biggie. I was there the night he got killed. I spoke to him. Everything.
One of the ones that went in the bid for the $150,000.
No, not at all. That's just dumb. That's so dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what are you gonna do with that?
That's so dumb. That's like, I'm gonna buy the sweatpants he wore. You know what I mean? But yeah, I saw him that night, man. That party was. Oh, that joint. It was the best party of the year. It was on fire. Everybody was like, it was girls everywhere. We was like, hey. And then went over there. He was like, yo, you doing your thing, son? I was like, yo, what up, man? Boom, boom, boom. I was like, boom. They kept playing Hypnotized over and over again. And I shook his hand, boom, boom, boom. Went to the side. Next thing you know, fire marshal shutting us down. We go downstairs. Me and my boys, we standing there, looking at girls going by. We chilling, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden, man, it was this rush. It just felt, and I hate to sound spooky, it just felt like death. Like it was just this energy. And I was like, yo, let's bounce. And all of them, normally somebody's going to say, nah, man, I'm staying. It was like, yeah, let's roll. So we left. We walked across the street. And on the residential street, you got to have that placard to park. So we parked there. I'm like, damn, I hope they didn't tow us. So we go over there. Our cars were good. We talking, laughing. 40 minutes passed. And we heard, bah, cat. We was like, oh, boom, jumped in the car, boom, and then I got the call, like, yo, they got big. I was like, yo, did you? It just really, just that quick, life is just, fleeting.
Life is just so short and it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Too, right?
And I don't try to get all serious, but
no, it's all good.
It's just, it was deep, man, and to have been there and. It still is wild.
Well, you've been in this business, in this career for like a long time, right? You've had longevity.
Yeah.
So to hear these type of stories, I think people really want to hear and really want to know about it, because you've gone through, like, you were on the original Def Jam.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, we were talking off camera, but a lot of people don't even know that you do stand up, which is crazy, because you're extremely funny and people really don't even know that.
It's crazy. Going out in the last, before the pandemic, and like 2019 was super, super busy. And I got to shout out Chris Spencer. Like he said, man, hey, get your ass up and let's get out there. You need to get on stage. Because I would always tell him the material, and he said, man, what are you doing? And it was just, like, am I going to be current? But when I started watching comedians and I heard what some of them talking about, I'm like, oh, I'm good.
You're like, I can do this.
And I only talk about my life and stuff that happens with me anyway. So I'm like, you can't steal that. But started going out, and it was just going. And I would find two different audiences. I would find the younger audience who kind of grew up on one-on-one that didn't know I did stand-up, and then I had the other audience that grew up with me from Showtime at the Apollo, from Def Jam and all that, that knew, and was like, yo, man, we glad you back. So
is
it was
Showtime
great.
at the Apollo that hard, like they make it?
Back then, they didn't play. They get your ass off there quick.
Really?
Quick. Quick. You saw, but look, with Lauryn Hill, they damn near booed her off. She eked through. Yeah, go look it up on YouTube.
And was she already like a
No,
star?
she was young. She was young. Young girl came out and sang.
She sound good.
She sounded good, but they didn't care. They
I think they went there to boo people.
They went there. Cats be like, boop, 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 boop. They did not care. They were ready. Right? They were ready. And the crazy thing is, I felt bad, but my brother Ty, we started that when cats would get up and Cabbage Patch them. I'll be in the audience. I was in the audience there, and I would do it. And my manager at the time was like, "Yo, you can't be doing that. You a comedian. Like, that's not right."
That's right.
So I had kept auditioning for Showtime at the Apollo, and they wouldn't pick me. I'm like, yo, the producers would be back there. I'm looking, they drinking and laughing and talking. I'm like, they ain't even paying me no mind. But I'm auditioning at like Stand Up New York or, comic strip. It wasn't, black clubs. So I'm in there, it's different. And I'm like, yo, this ain't gonna be the audience.
This not gonna be the audience.
So I'm at the Apollo one day. Me and my brother, we sitting there, we ready, we like, boop, boop, boop. And so I'm saying, Sinbad was the host. And sitting, the guy.
He was a good host.
Yeah, he was a great host. And the guy came out, said something to him. He said, Hey, Flex, man, come on, get up here, man. Come on, come back here. And I'm like, what? Like, what the hell? So they called me up. I go right to the back. They make me sign my after papers. Boom. It's like, all right, you on in 60 seconds. I was like, what? No preparation.
Oh.
No preparation.
So you wasn't even booked for the show.
No. But they knew, but see, in the truck, Don Weiner, the producer, could see that I was in the audience. So he knew, I guess, like, he could handle it. And I got up there, literally went out, and I mean, that's where it started. Like, it just took off from there. I went on, and it just took off. I did my jokes, boom, 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 got a standing O. Then I did Showtime at the Apollo 2 more times. I had Malcolm Jamal Warner introduce me, and I had the late great Eartha Kitt introduce me, and it was standing O's on all of them.
That's what's up. So, and then you did Def Jam.
Def Jam, yeah.
How was that experience? Was
Hey,
it
man,
like,
I was so mad at Stan and them, man.
why? Well, tell the story.
Man, Stan and Bob Sumner, and Bob Sumner's my dude, but they kept making me audition like I wasn't ready. They was like, oh, we don't know. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I was one of the hottest comedians in New York. I'm like, how are you not put me on this joint? And then finally, I don't know what happened, but got the call. Was like, all right, yeah, man, he on. I'm like, all right, cool. So I do it, I kill it, the first joint. Then I go back the second time, and then the second time I go, Ricky Harris is
the host.
Yeah, the host. God rest his soul. And that was my boy, and we mended it later. But it was a time where he and I had friction because one of my best closing jokes before he introduced me, he did it. And yeah. And I was back there steaming. I'm like, this, I mean, straight up. I was like, yo. So in my mind, I had to flip, boom, 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 and I went out and I still did it. But the impact from that affected me and my energy.
Wait, did you did the same joke, or you just
didn't even do the joke. I could not do that joke.
Okay, so
because
what
it was
did
a
you
specific
say
joke.
to him afterwards?
I just didn't say nothing. We from that day, we didn't speak for years.
Wow.
But then we finally spoke. We did this. We were doing this thing for a magazine called Humor Mill, and
I remember him.
I think I had spoken to him a little prior before that, and then I saw him there, and then me and him, we spoke and talked, and it wasn't like a, hey, man. It was just like, hey, man, it's good to see you, man. Like, boom, hey, brother, I love you. He's like, man, he said, Flex, brother, I love you, man. And we were different. You know what I mean? It was different. It went unsaid, and it was cool. And then
I would have had to say something. I would have been like, remember the time?
Hey, you remember when you stole my joke, you hating ass nigga?
But I was so thankful.
I'm mad at him for you.
Exactly.
I am mad at him for
But
you.
that was a time when it was all Ricky was telling me I don't give up. It was that that kind of thing. But I got over that, and I'm glad we did because he not too long after that he passed.
He passed away.
So I'm
good.
glad we got to do that. We got close. I've spoken to him a couple more times, and then. The mother of his children, Dee Barnes, like her and I go way back. So it's nothing but love for the family.
So your wife is Shanice Wilson, one of the best singers ever, one of the best songs ever.
I'll try. I love you.
Smile.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I don't even try to sing that song. I don't even try to sing that song. How long you guys been married for?
21 years.
21. How'd you guys meet?
Moving into the building she lived in already. My cousin and I, we moved, moving. I got couches and shit, and she moving. She was coming off the elevator, and I was like, Shani? She was like, Flex. I knew of her.
Right.
Didn't know it all. I was like, yeah, I'm moving in. She's like, oh, cool. Whoa. I said, where you headed? She said, she was on her way to Lauryn Hill concert. So she said, I'm waiting for my cousin. And I'm like, She said, I'm gonna go upstairs. I got a call. I said, well, grab a pen or whatever. I said, let's just keep in touch. Now, really, I wasn't coming at it like that because I had been single for like a year and I was loving my singles. And and just like I was in a space where I wasn't even dating anybody. I just wanted to be by myself.
Right.
And so I wasn't even thinking
That's
about it.
what he's telling us.
No, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Like at that time, I was like, man, I was celibate for a year.
Okay, wow.
I mean, to that point, I was really on a different journey, and I just was focused. And we met, and so then I was waiting. She went upstairs. I'm like, yo, she's taking forever. So I left. So 2 weeks later, I see her again, and I was like, all right, now I'm not gonna let you get by. You gotta give me a number. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. So we just talked, like literally. Like I would go down to her apartment. I lived on the 5th floor. She was on the 2nd floor. I mean, on the 3rd floor. And I would literally go down. We would talk. I would take this is back when VHS tapes. They had a tape called "Cops Too Hot for TV." So I would go down there and we just sit and watch it and laugh. And she be in flannel pajamas, rollers, was not thinking about this gonna be my wife at all.
Wow.
Not at all. That just hit me later. Like later, I was just like, wait a minute. I'm like, So we just, we talked all the time, and I remember my grandmother had passed. I remember I was crying in front of her, and I was like, I would never do that. and the key was when I would be there and I would leave, I would hold my farts. That was the key. Because, if I was really trying, I would just, I was really trying hard. So I would go, as soon as we would leave I'd leave the house, I'd go upstairs on the way. Yeah. So I didn't want to do that to her early on. So she was going on tour with NSYNC, and she was just like, I told her, I said, listen, you always talking about your soulmate. So your soulmate could be staring you right in your face.
And dropped the mic, and that was it.
Bam!
Yeah, 21 years later.
I was like, I'm going to leave you with that.
Wow.
While you on tour.
That's right.
2 kids later, 21 years later.
21 years. Did you try to sing I Love Your Smile at the wedding?
Man, I ain't trying to sing nothing. I would never do that. No, I'm not. I know my lane.
You know your lane.
I know my lane.
All I do
Yes.
is the do-do-do.
Yeah,
And then
that's easy.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's easy. That's
I
the
stay
easy
in my
part.
lane. Yeah.
I love that Chris Brown
Yo,
did the song.
he called me. Bill Bellamy hit me up. He's like, yo, man, Chris Brown trying to get in touch with you. I was like, the singer? He said, no, nigga, the pastor. I was like, wait, my bad. Call him up. And he was like, yo, what's up, man? See, I've known him since he was 13, 14. I know the original guy that was working with him from Virginia. Right. This guy named Timmy Allen. And he was like, yo, man, I want to send you this song, man. I want to get wifey's blessing and boom, boom, boom. So I was like, all right, cool. So he sent us the rough joint. We was like, oh, this song is dope. But it still wasn't, and then we didn't hear nothing. So we didn't know. Then the next call was, hey, who do we have to clear publishing with? And then it was like, oh, this one, that one, boom, boom. She signed off. Nardo Michael Walden signed off.
So now, let me ask you, how does that work? Does she get a percentage of the? Okay.
Yes.
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 So anybody out there that want to use I Love Your Smile, do it again.
Yes.
No, because we can't afford it. We can't afford it.
You can't afford it.
We can't afford the rights.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So now, because I've been trying to get you on here, but you've been working, which is
yeah,
crazy.
man.
Tell us about what's going on, what you got going on.
Oh,
right now.
man, been reoccurring on Mixed Dish for the last 2 seasons. I played George in New Neighbor. Me and my good friend Kelly, she's hilarious. Did Keenan.
Yeah, you told me that. That's when you were supposed to do it, and then you were like, I got Keenan.
Yes, I got that. Because I didn't hear nothing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it was like, oh, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. And then I had to do like 7 COVID tests before I went in, which I was okay with.
Yeah.
And
You
then,
good with the COVID
I'm good
test.
with the COVID test.
You good with the swipe? Because I had to do that.
That
with
didn't bother me. Didn't bother that right there. I didn't get the joint up in the brain. Like,
Okay, yeah.
Some
Okay,
people
that's
early
what you
on
did.
got that joint.
I had a biopsy.
Oh,
It was
so-
rough.
Oh, bro, you were up and down. Yeah, that joint was like a pap smear.
Yeah.
So,
Are you gonna get the shot?
I am leaning on. I don't know. I'm doing research. I want to do more. I'm just not. I'll say this: for the people who make that decision, make that decision. You know what I mean? Like I don't fault people. Man, you crazy. Make whatever decision is best for you.
Right.
For me, I people get mad because oh, people got a voice. You need to be telling people. I'm like, that's not my business.
It's not my business.
Just like it's not your business to tell me what decision I should make. I'm doing my part in, as you know, hey, this, making sure we keep it clean.
I think, well, Chrissy is bad. She's bad with it, but I think Dion is the worst.
You think he's worse than
And me, I'm third.
And
Okay.
then, no, you're second.
I'm second.
And then Chrissy.
Oh wow, you guys are really bad.
Oh,
then,
yeah,
because Ocean be trying to get me to have like tacos, and I'd be like, nope. Send me a picture. How many?
Yo,
motherfuckers
I'm
up in
like,
there?
you gotta take this seriously, son.
I stay
no,
home.
I take it.
Yeah.
I got the shot.
Okay.
I'm going back this
Good.
week
You
to
get your
get the second one.
Okay,
I
good.
stay
I didn't want to
home
get
and
the second one. I was just gonna let the first one go.
You see
and
that
then-
like, Damn, should I get the second one?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead. You might as well. Somebody told me, they was like, well, you might as well finish it.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. You got the shot, right, Tom?
Yeah.
You did both? Or you did the Johnson & Johnson one?
I got the second one coming up this week.
Yeah, see me, I got the second
Yeah.
one coming up this
Yeah,
week.
but
When Ocean took it, he sent me a video of him getting the shot. Like, you can give me a hug now, and I was like,
Hilarious.
nigga,
Yeah.
you are not all the way vaccinated.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, for me, I just need more research. I mean, we've been trying to fight cancer for a long time, and a shot that's put together in a few months that has emergency authorization use,
Right.
not approval. I mean,
I think they've
That's
had
just
it for
me.
years already.
yeah, I mean, obviously, well, that's a whole nother
that's a
conversation.
whole nother
I mean,
thing.
But that's for me.
I view the vaccination the same way I view condoms. I'm just like, let's see what happens.
But no, I'm glad. Congratulations to you guys. I'm glad you. I'm just right now. I'm gonna stay on my herbs. I take my. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you're like you eat you eat very well.
That's all I've been doing.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
doing that before this.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so I get my vitamin D3.
Listen,
I
he
get
had a party at his house that came through. This is way before pandemic. He had a party at his house, and he had like. I felt like the signs of like the different cheese, but it was different ones. But
Yeah.
it should have read fake cheese, even faker cheese, and more fake cheese. It was just like
we had to have stuff for the vegans, man.
Right,
We had to. We had
all
to.
vegan,
I mess with that.
everything.
You know I mess with that.
You
Yeah,
do, but
we tried
I
to.
did not eat none of that shit. I
Nothing.
not.
But we had some regular stuff.
You
We had
stuff,
some
yeah.
wings.
Yeah, wings and all that good stuff. You got to
We had some wings.
Well, now I'm not even eating meat anymore. I'm just doing
Oh.
fish and
Yeah.
seafood, and eventually I'm gonna try to get off of that.
No, listen, that I did the same thing. I went hard vegan for like almost a year, and then I started eating salmon and stuff, and then I eat a little chicken, and then sometimes I get a craving for a steak. Like
Right.
if I crave it, I'm like, I don't eat it every day, so if I
Right.
get a craving for it, I'm gonna get that joint.
Right.
Right.
There ain't nothing like a good old
There ain't nothing like a good
filet
old steak.
mignon.
I was vegan for a long time, then I had a crab leg, and I was like,
Ah.
we belong together.
Well, I feel like I could talk to you forever, but we got to get to this story time.
Okay,
All right,
story time.
all right.
All right.
So the name of this podcast is called Funny Stories with Ocean.
Uh-huh.
We have the guests come on. They can tell any kind of story they want that is funny. It could be something they said before or not, but it's just new to our audience. So pretty much it's basically on you. Funny stories with Flex Alexander.
Oh my gosh! Come on, you know how long I've been doing this. Like, I got so many stories. Okay,
You got one to pick.
okay, I got one to pick.
And then we'll get you back on again.
Okay, I got a funny story, then I got one that was kind of funny but pissed me off a little bit. So I'm gonna try to squeeze.
Okay.
So it's 1.5 funny stories.
Okay.
So, first story, get a call. So I'm a young comedian. They call the agent. Boom, hey, got a gig for Flex. Da 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 da. I think, and it was back then. It was a lot. It was like $5,500 plus flights. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. So rush up to the date. You get tickets, all that. Boom, fly down. I get picked up by this older brother. I'm like, okay, cool. I forget where it was. It was somewhere in the South. Pick me up. His roof is like lean, like it's got a loop in it or something like that.
In the
like
car.
water had been sitting. So I'm like, all right. So we rolling. And I'm like, all right. Where's the what hotel we staying at? He was like, oh, I was just gonna make a stop real quick. So okay. Boom.
Nope.
We
Nope.
yeah. I'm like, and this was before First 48. So
Hilarious.
So he's driving, so I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh my God, this nigga's good. He gonna kidnap me. Like, what? So I'm looking, we going past, all the lights and then to the residential. Boom. Let's go pull up. I'm like, yo, it's like, yeah, come on. I'm like, pull up, get out. Go to this nigga's house.
You guys are staying at his house.
No, I go to his house. His daughter was a fan, and he flew me out there to meet his daughter.
Wow.
That was it.
That was it. There was no show.
Are you serious?
I promise you. I was like, and he was like, hey, you can stay here. I was like, yo, get me in a hotel. Get me a hotel. And it's so far back, that's when U.S. Air was in business. And I was like, yo, I sat there, I was hot, you know. I'm like, yo, I had to call my manager. I'm like, yo, he flew me down here to meet his daughter.
Nope.
Daddy of the year.
So I'm like, yeah. So you know, he got me a hotel room, and my ticket, it was for the weekend. I changed that joint. I was out the next morning. I ain't say nothing. I was like, I'm out. So that was probably one of the funniest situations ever.
Does funny mean something different to you? Because that
Yeah.
seems scary.
It was scary and funny.
scary.
It's funny now. It was funny now.
That I didn't get killed
Yeah.
or raped.
Right, right.
Right.
But that's so weird how he was just like, oh, I want you to be my daughter. And you're like,
And then he's standing there like, she's a big fan.
Hey, did you get paid?
I got paid.
Oh, that's it? That's all.
And that was the crazy thing. He paid up front.
oh,
So
you had to
I was
come.
like, I had to go.
So were you more mad that he tricked you, or were you more mad that you didn't get to perform?
I think at that point I was more mad that he tricked me. The performance, that was easy cake, but he tricked me, and then I was scared at the same time. So I was like, yo, that was so.
You didn't
out
find
of
out where
order.
the comedy club was in the country.
I wasn't thinking because
You wasn't thinking.
it goes to my age. At the time, this cat named JR was working with us, so he booked it, boom, boom. So I'm like, all right, everything's straightened out, boom. And I figured it was somewhere, and I'm normally used to like, okay, we're gonna do radio, like something. But we got off the plane, went straight there, and I was out. I left that Saturday morning. I was out. Yeah.
All right, so you said you had another one.
Oh, yeah, another story. So at John Witherspoon's memorial and funeral, God rest his soul. And so I go to the bathroom, and, coming out the bathroom, it's Chance the Rapper. And he was like, yo, oh my God, yo, man, I love his show. I said, hey, man, I'm a big fan, man. It's like, yo, so we step outside, we talk, and man, he's just talking about episodes, and like, oh man, boom. It's like, man, it's like, yo, let's link up. I'm like, all right, cool, man, boom. And I'm like, cool, man. It's like, let's grab some lunch or something. He said, no doubt, man. Oh man, 101, that's my joint, boom. Call this dude. Texted him. So I'm giving him one more text.
One more time.
I got the other number.
Oh, shit.
You got the other number?
The other number. So yeah. Yeah.
What did you
So I'm a little hurt by Chance. Really.
Have you talked to him since?
Obviously not.
Hey, yo,
Because
Chance.
I got the other number.
How the fuck you give Flex Alexander the other number, my dude?
Never responded. Never nothing. I was like, we didn't have to do the whole dance.
We didn't have to do
We didn't have to do that.
We didn't have to do the whole dance.
I'm like, yo, I was really a fan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's fucked up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm a little hurt behind that. It's happened plenty of times in this industry, but that right there, because it was a genuine kind of thing.
Yeah, you guys went outside. Y'all,
Yeah, we
y'all
talking.
talked. And
Yeah.
this motherfucker gave you the
The other number.
I'm hurt for you.
I'm hurt for
That's
you.
twice I've had feelings for you, Flex.
Right.
Yeah, the other
How you
number.
get your Chance? How you
Yeah.
give Flex the wrong number?
Yeah, that was like, no, and then you like, well, maybe busy. Well, maybe.
Was it maybe like one digit off?
No, he put it in. I gave him the phone. He was probably like this. Damn, which fake number am I gonna give him? Which fake number am I gonna give him?
Right. He's like, I'm never gonna see him again.
I'm never gonna
And
answer
he
this call.
stopped you like, oh.
Yeah, it was kind of mutual. Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that got hurt. I was like, wow, man. I was like, we're still doing that. And, okay.
The worst is like I've given fake numbers before, and the worst is
I
when a
understand that,
motherfucker
though.
stand in front of you and start dialing. Your shit
That's the worst.
I'll be like,
You gotta be like, yo,
oh.
I ain't got no service.
Oh,
or
you
my-
know what? Let
my
me see.
battery's dead.
Let me
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, no, I know. And that's awkward when some stranger like, yo, let me get your number.
Yeah.
That's but I'm
But
I'm
when
in
they're showing you love.
but I'm in a place
When
now.
they're showing you love.
I'm in a place in my life now. I was like, hey man, I really don't do that. But you know what I'm saying? Give me your email or whatever. Like, I'm just not gonna lie no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, because it don't matter.
I'll be 51 next month. I'm not gonna lie.
You'll be 51.
Happy birthday.
Damn, happy birthday, man. What you gonna do for your birthday? You gonna do like one of those Cause Flake, can I tell that? Where you
What?
had to join out for your son in front of the house and the whole joint.
No, we can't do that. It's COVID. We can't do that.
See what I'm saying?
We can't do
This
that.
motherfucker really on COVID. I'm trying to
can't do that.
I'm trying to come to the
Not
house.
having a gathering like that. Hell no.
It's so fun.
A grown ass man in a jumpy.
He had the
video
cars
truck,
off,
the truck,
video
yeah,
trucks.
because your son can.
it was
man.
great.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Not doing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I wanted to call it 5150 because I didn't get to celebrate last year because we was in the smack dead of it. So, and that's when we right before that we like March 10th is when started DJing and that's what got us through, man. And
Damn, black people look good, right?
yeah, man.
51,
51,
damn.
baby. Yeah.
All right, everybody,
Yeah,
give it up
sorry.
for Flex Alexander coming on.
I know we went long. Sorry
Funny
about that.
stories with Ocean. Tell everybody where they can reach you at. Tell everybody where they can see your DJing and what you got coming up and all
you
that.
can check me out on Instagram, Flex A, for real, FOREAL. Facebook, Flex Alexander. TikTok, even though my kids say I'm too old for TikTok. Flex A, for real, FOREAL. And I think that's all I'm on. Yeah, I don't even do Twitter.
Are they going to do a one-on-one reboot?
Yo, I've been talking to the producers who I pitched it to for. I went to them about 4 years ago. I already wrote the whole new show, everything. I was like, yo, he loved it, but I guess it's a process dealing with Paramount and trying to figure. And we can't even do a reunion series because Kyle is on the show. So it would have to be a special, just like a 2-hour special. But we did a Zoom. I'm going to air it. I'm going to get it edited. We did a Zoom. We did a reunion Zoom. And everybody's down. Like
Everybody's. I mean, that's a great.
I'm like, I don't understand. I'm like, yo, they doing Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot. They doing Proud Family.
No. What's the girl? The little girl, the one with Punky Brewster.
Yeah.
They did Punky Brewster. She
They
got
doing
one.
Everything.
Everything.
I'm just like, really? Like, I
That's
don't
how they do
understand.
black folks because you should have.
We should
a
definitely. We should have a
reunion.
reboot special at least, man.
No, you guys need to do a series on Netflix.
We can't do the series because she's on the show. They call me Cat with.
Right.
So you can't. They won't let
she
you
won't
be a
let-
regular.
right, on something else.
No, when you're on a show, you can't be a series regular on something else. Depending if you're like Viola Davis maybe, but
Right.
they probably got her locked for
Right.
sure. Yeah.
Chrissy Gobang, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram
Is-
at Chrissy Go Bang.
Not showing your body anymore because dudes is getting upset.
Niggas be hating.
Stop hating on Chrissy. Let her live.
Set my titties free.
Tom, where can they find you at?
I ain't gonna interrupt. Flex.
Always, you can find me at on Instagram, Ocean Live, and then you can also see the show on YouTube, Ocean Live TV, and Apple Podcasts. We are now up to, which is great. We're at number 10 this week on comedy podcasts on Apple.
Hey.
So
there
we definitely
go.
are going to get up more that you're on this show. So I appreciate
Nice.
you,
Yes,
Flex,
sir.
for
Yes,
coming
sir.
out. This has
Yes,
been
sir.
great. Again, just please subscribe. Tell all your friends to watch the show. You get great guests like this. You get funny stories. You get to see Chrissy Go Bang. Because the more celebrity guests I get, the nakeder she gets. All right? We'll see you next time. Peace.